Good evening and welcome to this edition of The Hot Seat. I'm Nidhi Razdan, and here's an interesting story about my guest tonight. It's believed that Atal Bihari Vajpayee once told her that both of us are Teflon-coated politicians. In other words, nothing negative can ever stick to us. Well, Mrs. Sheila Dikshit is well into her third term as the Chief Minister of Delhi. The phrase anti-incumbency that political pundits like to use quite often went completely out of the window when it came to her re-election, and I'm happy to have her on the hot seat today.
Thank you.
Is that story about Mr. Vajpayee true? Did that conversation happen?
Yes, it did, many years ago, when he was not in power, and just gone to see him because he was a little unwell. And so he said that. And it's something I remembered ever since. This must have been about 25, 30 years ago. And I remember it, and I recall it even now.
You recall it and do you believe it? Because when you look at what your political rivals have tried to do over the years, whether it's the law and order situation in Delhi, the transport system, every allegation, but here you are back for the third time.
Nidhi, this is a part of our lives. A politician's life is, the way Indira Gandhi was attacked, or even Mahatma Gandhi was attacked. So when you get into this political scenario and take an active part, it would be foolish of you to expect nobody's ever going to say anything.
You know, speaking of rivals, and you've had more than your fair share within your own party, and I see you're laughing about that. Just about 3 years ago, the then Delhi Congress president was at loggerheads with you, and it's no secret that sections of the party high command were backing him. Was that a very difficult time for you?
It was a painful time. It was painful, and I decided that let's not react to it, because once you go into a battle of words against each other, or get argumentative, then it only makes matters worse. So I took it in my stride, and I said, all right, what will be will be.
But was it particularly painful when you saw senior leaders within the party backing this?
Yes, it was painful, and I thought everybody was misunderstanding me and not really relying on what I was trying to do. And I also told myself that, it's not fair for everybody to understand you. I become a little reticent about myself. It's so difficult to keep on talking about yourself. Look, I've done this, look, I've done that. So I just let it be, and I said, well, work will speak for itself. And it did start speaking, because there were people, and a vast majority, a greater majority, who were for what I was doing. But only their voices were somehow subdued, and those voices which were critical became louder, even though there were few. But as I said, this is a part of politics. I've seen it happening so many years that didn't come as a surprise.
And then you had Sonia Gandhi the other day, full of praise for you at that rally in Delhi. Total contrast to some years ago.
No, that is very, very kind of her. She's normally also very reticent about both criticism and praise. But she's, I really felt very touched, because for me, she is the leader of the party, no doubt about that. But she's also personally, I have a lot of admiration for her. Her character, her instincts to do the right thing. She never falters, where her personal approach to things is concerned. And I have enormous admiration, enormous affection for her. So politics apart.
How's your personal equation with her? She's your neighbor. She lives down the road.
Well, no. In this Lutyens Delhi, we are not neighbors like other neighbors are in Delhi. We live,
you don't borrow sugar.
We may be in the next house, but still you see miles apart. But she's always been very understanding, and whenever I have spoken to her, she's understood. And whenever she's taken a decision which may not be what I thought should be, it hasn't hurt me one bit. But of course,
so you had disagreements with her?
I wouldn't say disagreements. It's a point of view, you see. She gets so much information